Starting with Lollipop, we have some new animation tools at our disposal. With activity and fragment transitions, we can customize the animations of individual views when switching from one activity or fragment to another. This makes it easy to create screen transitions that are smooth and meaningful. In this and the next stage, we will dive into activity and fragment transitions. You'll see how we can achieve some nice effects with just a few lines of code. More importantly though, I will help you understand what's under the hood and show you tips on how to get over common pitfalls. Hopefully this will save you a lot of time in your future work. It's important to note that the code examples in this and the next stage only work on Lollipop and above, so check the Android version on your device or emulator before moving on. Alright, let's check out the first animation we'll build. Instead of the default animation, let's say we'll slide in the album detail activity from the right edge of the screen, and then when the user hits back, we'll dismiss it back to the right edge. The first step to enable activity transition is to make sure that we are using one of the material themes provided by Lollipop. Let's take a look at our styles file. So over here in Res, expand values, and double click on styles.xml. And sure enough, the app theme is extending the material light no action bar, and app theme dark is from theme.material.no action bar. So now let's open up album list activity. In here, when we are launching album detail activity, we need to scroll down a little bit, and we can see that here in our recycler view adapter. Here we go, start activity. We are going to use a new object called activity options and make a scene transition animation. This tells the system to properly configure the activities for the animation and create some defaults. So let's add a new line here above where we're starting it. We'll say activity options. We'll call these options equals, and then we're going to use activity. Let me import this. And then we're going to use a method, activity options dot make scene transition animation. Here we go. And it just takes a context as the parameter. So we can pass in album list activity dot this. Oops, looks like I got an extra parenthesis. Okay. To include these options when we start an activity, we can just use a different version of the start activity method that takes options as a second parameter. Well, actually it takes a bundle as the second parameter, but we can convert options to a bundle using the handy toBundle method. Okay, I'm going to run this with Control R and see how it looks. Okay, now if we go to one of the details, we see that the album details fade in, and then it fades back out when we go back to the list. That's the default animation that the system created for us. Now, how do we use our own animations? Easy. It's just a small change in the activity we are starting. So back here, let's switch to album detail activity. And we're going to set the transition to slide in from the right. Now, we already have a method to set up transitions. So let's scroll down. And here we have private void set up transitions. Let's add a line and we'll say get window. And then we can set the enter transition. And here we can add any kind of transition we want. Let's say a new slide. And we'll pass in a parameter to come in from the right. We want to say gravity.right. And now let's run it and see what we get. Okay, and this time, look at that. It slid in from the right. It's behaving exactly how I wanted it to. Now that was pretty easy, right? There's actually quite a bit of stuff going on here. We'll take a closer look in the next video.